Hey, this is Carlos. A few years ago, I stepped away from this channel, and honestly, for a long time, I didn't know if I would ever come back. Life changed a lot. There were seasons in my life where I struggled to understand what God was doing. I went through difficult seasons, seasons of confusion, seasons where life humbled me in ways I never expected. And I think one of the hardest things for me was trying to understand how someone who loves God can still go through pain, failure, uncertainty, moments where life felt heavy, and divorce. You start questioning your faith, yourself. You start wondering if you failed somehow. And I carry a lot of that pressure on my shoulders for a long time. The pressure to meet a certain image, a certain standard, a certain expectation people had of what a Christian should always look like. But over time, I started realizing that faith isn't about pretending to be perfect. It is about having a real relationship with God through every season of life. The good season, the confusing seasons, the painful seasons too. And at the end of the day, I'm just someone who believes in God, loving people, helping others, and continuing to grow through life honestly. So I stepped away from YouTube for a while. I will upload here and there and delete it. And sometimes I look back at some of those old videos on this channel and I see a younger version of myself, a version of me that was still learning, still growing, still trying to understand life too. Back then, I thought I had everything figured out, but life has a way of teaching you lessons you can never learn through a camera. And honestly, watching those videos now feels emotional sometimes because I realize how much life can change in just a few years. And maybe that's what growing up really is. Realizing that every version of you was trying their best with what they understood at the time. I didn't step away because I gave up. I stepped away because I needed time to reflect, grow, and realign my life. I needed to rebuild my mindset, my discipline, my relationship with God. And over time, I started realizing something. Sometimes God allows certain seasons in your life to transform the person you're becoming. Not every closed door is punishment. Not every painful season means God abandoned you. Sometimes He is preparing you, refining you, teaching you things you could have never learned in comfort. And little by little, I started changing. I started thinking differently, living differently, speaking differently. I stopped focusing so much on who I used to be and started focusing on who I wanted to become. I can honestly say I'm in a much healthier place spiritually, mentally, and personally than I was years ago. Not because life became perfect, not because I suddenly figured everything out, but because I finally started living with more purpose, more peace, and more direction. And one thing I've learned through all of this is that God can still write beautiful chapters in your life, even after seasons you thought would break you. Sometimes we make plans for our life and life goes completely differently. But I've learned that God can have purpose for your life long before you fully understand the plan yourself. And maybe some of you watching this right now feel like life didn't go the way you expected. Maybe you feel behind, you feel lost, maybe you feel like certain mistake or certain seasons disqualified you. But your story is not over. A difficult chapter does not mean the book is finished. And sometimes the hardest seasons of your life become the very thing God uses to shape the person you were meant to become. And that is really what this new chapter of my life is about. Growth, not perfection, growth. And that is why this channel is now called Made to Become. Because this channel isn't about pretending we have life completely figured out. It is about becoming more disciplined, more stronger, more wiser, becoming healthier spiritually and mentally, becoming the person God created us to be. And I want this channel to be a place for real conversation, not fake motivation, not pretending life is easy, not acting perfect, just honest growth. Because I know there are people watching this right now who are trying to rebuild parts of their own life too. God is calling me back home. I'm ready to start again, not as the old version of myself, but as someone who is still growing, still learning, and still becoming. Because at the end of all of this, through every loss, every lesson, every season, I realized the only thing that kept breathing life back into my life was God's grace. And if there's one thing I truly hope for everyone watching this today, is that you find real life in God's grace too. May the gospel give you life.